Here's the thing, folks. As you become more evolved, and you wouldn't be watching this show if you weren't becoming more evolved, as you wade through your karma and get higher in a religious, spiritual sense, if you wish, you're going to become more telepathic. The development of your mammal brain and telepathy is one of the big steps towards some enlightenment, huh? So you're going to become more telepathic, which means you're going to suffer more because you're sensitive to the feelings of all the other people around you. And the holidays aren't going to be easy this year. No, there's a lot of anger around. And so for me, just a quiet one-on-one with a dog or a cat, just looking into their eyes, just me and the dog and me and the cat, it's like a fresh shower. It refreshes me. I feel the pure love of the mother, and it's like a dip in the ocean. I come out renewed. So, you feel upset? You're getting the tense? You're angry? Ask yourself what you're protecting. Most of all, if you've got a dog or a cat within reach, anywhere, spend a little time with that animal looking into their eyes, and they will give you some of that Mother Mary peace that we all deserve, huh? Now, let's take a look at what's coming up for you. Now, if you're watching the Thursday show, then what's just behind you is the station of Uranus. And feeling a little shaky, having strange, wondrous, or isolating thoughts. Uranus rules the winds in the environment and the winds in your mind. So it's very strong right now, but it's getting a lot of static. Static is a Uranus thing too, huh? Those little tiny helicopters delivering packages. Wow, there's great Uranus. Of course, what's up ahead of you too is Venus is stopping and stationing in the sky. And Venus, will bring some peace, quiet, some sexy stuff, and some sweets into your life. So something to look forward to in this time of, can we call it turmoil? I would, because there's a lineup coming up. Here I've noted it for you, that those of you that can read astrology, and most of you can, whether you know it or not, here's the moon and Mars, and they're together, and they're opposing Uranus. Yeah. And this is Christmas evening, okay? So here's the moon and Mars together, and everybody's feeling randy and angry and protective, and it opposes Uranus. Doggone, the power went out. And the electric company's gouging me again. It's squaring Pluto, power and control issues, extremists, Pluto and the Sun and Mercury, all being squared. So, this is like a loaded situation. When you see it on the map here, you can see it's a T-square, Uranus, and over here is the Mars, and up here is the Sun. Now, this is all coming to a new moon the first part of the year, which is going to exaggerate this even more. So there's a lot of activity. It happens that the moon goes by here on the 25th. Well, this is all happening on Wednesdays, but you can get angry and upset real sudden any time. And things don't work, all right, pause. Angry, upset, ask yourself what you're protecting. Your Mars is out of hand, huh? Let's run the moon around the edge of this planetary pattern and see what we can find. Here, Wednesday night, Thursday, on the 19th, there's some wisdom from Jupiter. Jupiter is trining Saturn. There's some good sense about earthly matters. Yes, McDonald's and White Castle and all these guys are paying their workers $7-8 an hour. They have to be on food stamps, which means the government is subsidizing these fast food restaurants who are ripping off their employees. Eek! Comes the light, huh? Friday morning on the 20th, well, here's a nice sextile to that Mars. I feel like we could go out and be the hero and do something here. And here's a trine to Uranus, Friday night, the 20th. And people are out there, and they're talking, and they're using the social media. And we got to think about the 99%. And all those folks, not just in the fast food industry, there's a lot of others that are being tore up by the corporations, the heartless banks, insurance companies, hospitals, all of it. And it's kind of one of those feelings like the 99, we've kind of had enough. Well, here is the intellectual side. Here is, let's do something, let's get organized. Here the union comes up Friday afternoon and evening. A union? Yes, lots of different kinds of unions. Remember the Occupy movement? And the moon's in Leo Friday, so these things are pretty stable. By Saturday afternoon, there's a square to Saturn, and it's cold, and there's not enough money, and there's not enough time, and everybody feels kind of stuck Saturday afternoon, the 21st of December. Sunday morning on the 22nd, well, the kids are kind of happy. They're communicating and running around. They're anticipating the Christmas season, huh? And Dad is up for it. He's out getting stuff done on the 22nd. Here's the thing. No sooner does Dad go into action and you feel like you're motivated and you want to get something done because the moon is trining the sun, that it opposes Neptune. And here's water problems. And here's things we didn't know about. Here's bad smells. And here's confusion. Here's a don't drink, Dad. If you're going to get stuff done Sunday, avoid alcohol because it'll fuzz everything up and there'll be problems. Monday, the 23rd, the moon's in Virgo, by the way, Sunday, the 22nd. It shifted from Leo into Virgo in the morning at breakfast there. And you'll feel the difference. You'll get more picky about things, and right you should, because Sunday night, here's the opposition to Neptune. And you better smell things before you eat them. Monday morning, the moon's still in Virgo on the 23rd. There's a trine to Pluto, a lot of investigations going on here. A lot of truth could come out. Sherlock Holmes is on the prowl. Yeah. And in Virgo, the moon in Virgo is all about health and food and things too. So there's a lot of wisdom going on here Monday morning. Monday night, there's a sextile to Jupiter. More truth and wisdom comes out. And this time, Saturn's in harmony. And whatever we're going to do, as long as we're lawful and we have the time and it's not too cold, some good judgments could be done here. Maybe those corporations will realize what they've been doing. I mean, it's not like there's somebody sitting there steering these corporations, you know. They're kind of mindless machines. I've been around them a lot. And it takes, if you shake them, you know, they'll come up with some individual morality. I watched a guy who investigated all the Hitler crimes and was at the Nuremberg trials. He's an old man now. Somebody asked him, how is it you could get those? Those are educated men, those SS guys and everything. How could you get them to do these horrible things? And he said, actually, it isn't just the Germans. He says, you look in history, organizations and institutions can train men into rather horrible beasts. And here you got an understanding of the organizations and institutions at work in our country. Yeah, join the Navy. Never mind. But there's some good here. Whatever it may be in your life, there's a lot of truth and wisdom coming out Monday night into Tuesday morning with the moon in Virgo. And here's some reward. Tuesday night, Tuesday at dinner time, you know. There's Venus. Be with somebody you love. This is a good time. Well, this is Christmas Eve, isn't it? And it's kind of lovely. And Gosh, here we are. Moon in Virgo goes right up to, let's see, this is 2 o'clock in the morning, this little line here in Hawaii. So here's, each notch here is 2 hours. So this is midnight, 10, 8, probably about 8 o'clock or so. The moon shifts from Virgo into Libra. And this is a whole different vibe. We're in the Mars zone. Everybody's pissed off. They're angry. Mars is ticked off. The moon has moved up here to join them, and the first thing that happens Wednesday morning is a square to the sun. Can't get nothing done. Dad is flummoxed. Everybody's angry, and the pancakes burned, and gee. What are you protecting? What are we protecting? What's all this military about? Why are we protecting who? Protecting what? Why do we spend more money on military than all the rest of the countries in the world? And then we turn around and sell them guns and weapons. What's going on here? Well, I'm angry about it. You got to channel your anger here a little bit. You know, if you're gonna be angry no matter what on Wednesday. So the question is, how does it work out? How do you gotta if you can't do anything about it, anger is very injurious to you. But if there's something you can do, you know, to help fix things, it becomes very positive. Mars just wants to get a hammer and a saw and some nails and build it or fix it or maintain it, or, you know. So anyway, you're in the danger zone as soon as you wake up Wednesday morning with the square to the sun and moon conjuncts Mars. You know, it opposes Uranus here after lunch, and the power goes out. The connectors are bad and the battery went dead, and eek. Yeah, it continues. The whole thing goes on all the way through Wednesday. A sense of panic sets in here a little bit Wednesday night late and early Tuesday morning, and we tend to overdo it. Moon's still in Libra, and as you go through Thursday the 26th, you're not going to get much rest. Here, Thursday night at midnight, here we got a square to Venus. There's no sweets Thursday night. Not too much rest. Finally, on Friday the 27th, Venus's day, the moon shifts into Scorpio, and at breakfast time there's a trine to Neptune. Put on a little music, yeah, put on a little music, something to warm your heart a little bit. Have some animals around. There's a lot of nurturing here Friday in the middle of the day and the afternoon as the moon goes by the north node, and Dad he knows what's going on. Here's a nice sextile to the sun. He's getting stuff done. He feels nurturing and inspired, and everybody feels kind of powerful as you go into Friday night with the sextile to Pluto. Not bad at all. Saturday on the 28th, the moon's still in Scorpio, and starts with some mirth and some laughter and a feeling that we have enough after all real early. Here, pre-breakfast dawn is very optimistic. However, as you go through Saturday, you get to the afternoon, you realize, here's Saturn. And gosh, the moon's going to go right by Saturn. And if you budgeted and you're aware of the snow and the ice and the cold and how much time you've got, you'll be okay. Just know that there's limitations here Saturday afternoon and evening that have to be accounted for. You know, this is the old guy himself here. Here's Saturn, you know, red suit, white fur. Scrooge. Scrooge did turn into a good guy, didn't he? So hopefully there's some good guy stuff going on here. And Saturn got inspired Friday with all the goodies going on, and the truth and wisdom comes out. And on Saturday the 28th, they're going to bump that minimum wage up to $15 an hour for all those people. Wouldn't that be nice? Moon in Scorpio, imagine. As you go into Sunday morning, early in the morning, pre-breakfast, here's a nice harmony with Venus, sextile to Venus. And She's really strong here too, you know. So expect some sweets. Stay in bed late Sunday. Now there is a square to Neptune about lunchtime, and there's some confusion and delusion. But Mars is here. There's a Mars and a Venus. Venus here is trying to help Mars. Mars is under attack. All these young guys, all the soldiers, all the protectors, all the anger within us and without us is sweating it out. And here's Venus. Here's a pretty girl. Here's Juliet saying, calm down, Romeo. Ask yourself what you're protecting. What you're going to fix first. So I hope you get a lot of that on Sunday and you're very inspired. Don't expect to get it from the churches and the religious things and the alcohol and the drugs. It's not there. Just come make things worse. You got to be a hero and step up and get physical Sunday afternoon. The moon's in harmony with Mars. And Venus will be appreciative. And we'll all feel a little brotherhood here as the moon trines Uranus late Sunday night, the 29th. And hopefully you and all your neighbors got through the midweek mess that unfortunately lands on Christmas Day.